England, the nation that single-handedly invented the concept of football. Does that mean they're the best at it though? Not really, according to the World Cup winners list, as they only have 1966, the last time they won the World Cup. That famous year with Bobby Moore and all those West Ham players. The famous photo, of course, of Bobby Moore lifting the World Cup. As you can see here, 1966, England that year. And ever since then, they've been looking to bring football home and looking to win a major competition. And these are the players that were rejected from getting on that plane to Russia and trying to bring football home for England. As we do have Mr. Jermaine Defoe, he did miss out on the 2014 World Cup, and Sturridge, as you can see there, leading the line, as we have Ross Barkley at central attacking midfield. As we move on to the two CDMs of Jack Wilshere. A lot of English fans not happy about that selection. A lot of Arsenal fans, of course, not happy about Jack Wilshere not being involved, as he did have a bit of a quality season. We have Adam Lallana in there as well, central mid, 81 rated. Was injured a lot for Liverpool this season, didn't really feature much, but when he did have a bright look to him. As we move on to the back five, we do have Ryan Bertrand of Southampton avoiding relegation this season in the Premier League. It was looking like it was happening, relegation was happening for Southampton, but in the last few days they managed to stay up, as well as Luke Shaw of Manchester United, not really getting much game time this season. But we move on to the centre back of Jack Wilshere for Everton. That one's thrown it back to the 2014 World Cup when he was in the squad. As we move on to the third centre back, we have Keane for Everton as well, so we've got a bit of an Everton link in there. We do have Nathaniel Klein for Liverpool, not really getting much of a shoe-in at Liverpool this season, as Trent Alexander-Arnold pretty much took over his spot in the last few games of the season. As we move on to our goalkeeper, and of course it's Mr. Joe Hart of West Ham. No one wants this guy in football, and he's just left rotting on the bench at any club he's going to go to. As we move on to our very talented bench, our very pacey bench, after Joe Hart, we do have Antonio of West Ham there on the bench, 79 rated. We move on to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He is on the waiting list, but he of course is injured. He did also miss out on the Champions League final. We have Theo Walcott. The man was selected for the 2006 World Cup, never played a game. Ward-Prowse for Southampton as well. The CM is in there. We have Kieran Gibbs of West Brom, the relegated West Brom. We have Townsend in there as well for Crystal Palace. Butland was there on the bench, but he's only there because there was no other goalkeeper that wasn't going to the World Cup. And we did have Drinkwater, Winks and Livermore in the reserves just in case we needed them. But that was it for the missing World Cup squad, the reject England World Cup squad not going to Russia. As we get off to a really bad start here against Tunisia, Badri in the 35th minute getting a goal, but Lallana equalises things in the 52nd there. 1-1 to England. Can we hold on as we go into the last few minutes here against Tunisia? We end up getting a 1-1 draw, not able to win that one, unfortunately. So it leaves us with a tough job coming up against Belgium and Panama, as we look to see how Belgium went, as they get a 3-0 win against Panama and a 3-1 win against Tunisia. So they're solidified their way into the next round. We switch out Defoe for Antonio, just to switch a few things up a bit and see what Defoe can do off the bench against this Panama squad. This is a game we should look to be winning, and England should be looked to be winning in the World Cup in real life. Even the reject squad should pass Panama with ease, but we move on into the first half. Nothing really happening in the 25th minute. Godoy, one of their best players, is coming off as Lallana gets his second goal of the tournament in the 36th minute, putting us 1-0 up against the Panamanians. As we go into the second half, Jack Wilshere gets a yellow card. We're moving on. Gibbs coming on as Baseranes, I think that's how you say it, gets a goal, an equaliser there, penalty, but thank God for Ross Barkley getting a 2-1 win in the 83rd minute. Barkley, the Chelsea man, getting that crucial goal to get us our first 3 points in the World Cup. As we move on to 4 points in the group, can we get a good result against Belgium to finish top, or will we finish second and pass Tunisia and Panama? Only time will tell as we go into this simulation. It was a bit too close in that Panama game, as Lallana gets his third goal in as many games, and he gets his third goal of the tournament in the group stage in the 15th minute, putting us 1-0 up against the toughest opponent. However, Carrasco gets an equaliser there as Keane gets a red card and gets sent off, so he'll be out for the round of 16 as we go into the last few minutes. Is Belgium going to get a winner? Are we going to get a winner? No, it will finish 1-1 as Keane gets a red card, Carrasco gets the equaliser, and Lallana looking to be our best player so far, getting 3 goals in 3 games. As it's Belgium finishing top with 7 points and us finishing second with 5 points. So, at least we get out of the group stages. We are up against Poland in the round of 16. Mexico up against Serbia. France defeating Argentina. Spain defeating the host Russia. Brazil defeating Sweden. Belgium defeating Colombia. Portugal and Denmark progressing through there to the quarterfinals. So we'll be versing either Serbia or Mexico in the quarterfinals. If we do end up beating a strong Polish side with Robert Lewandowski, Blaszczykowski, Zielinski, a lot of talented Polish players, but it looks to be a very challenging job from here. If we are to win the World Cup, it'll be very difficult. We haven't done it yet with France so we haven't done it yet. As Danny Drinkwater, the former Leicester man, now Chelsea man, coming in to replace Keane as we are running thin at centre-back. We have no centre-backs to come in for Keane, so Drinkwater at CM is coming in there. Hopefully he can put a good shift in there against Poland as Jagielka gets another yellow card in this World Cup. Klein does get his first yellow card in 36 minutes. Nothing happened in the first half. We move on to the second. Milik gets the opener, a 1-0 lead as Barkley gets an equaliser there in the 71st minute. Are we going to send it to extra time or are we going to get a late winner? Looks like it's going into extra time. Luke Shaw getting a 93rd minute goal in the first few minutes of extra time. What's going to happen here? Is it going to go to penalties? What is Poland going to do? It's England, the mighty England, getting a 2-1 victory against the Polish. And it's Milik and Robert Lewandowski headed out of the tournament as Luke Shaw and Barkley proving too strong, getting those crucial goals. And we're headed to the quarterfinals. Are we versing Mexico or Serbia? We're going to have to find out. It's Mexico indeed, getting a 2-1 win against Serbia as Portugal end up winning against Denmark to go to the semis, and Brazil win on penalties against Belgium to verse Portugal in the semi-final. But another red card dilemma, another centre-back dilemma. We have Jagielka getting a red card for too many yellows in the tournament. As you can see there, Shaw, Keane and Drinkwater are our back three. Very, very decent indeed. But we go into the quarterfinal against one of the hot teams in this World Cup, in real life as well, Mexico. Antonio gets us a 7th minute goal to put us in the lead. It's that man Antonio getting a goal. And it's Corona getting a yellow card in the 5th minute. What a start to this first half. Can we go into the second half, solidify this lead, or are we going to concede? Lallana gets us 2-0 up. His 4th goal in the World Cup, proving to be one of our best players, puts us 2-0 up. Antonio gets us a 32nd goal. He's got himself a brace in the quarterfinals against Mexico. And that's it. It's England into the semi-finals. This reject England squad getting the job done, doing it pretty well, in fact, getting us all the way to the semi-finals. Who will be versing? We'll be either versing Spain or France. We'll have a look here. And it's France getting the 2-1 victory there. Portugal getting their way all the way to the final. And if we lose this one, we'll be versing Brazil in the 3rd place playoff. But we're up in this one, a World Cup semi-final. The reject England squad, have they outstrengthened their muscle? And it's Sturridge getting an injury there. He's probably out for the rest of the World Cup as Griezmann gets a 22nd minute goal there, putting France 1-0 up as Jermaine Defoe comes on for him. But it looks pretty bleak at the moment as Pogba comes on for Matuidi. Griezmann gets himself a brace in the 54th minute. And France are looking too strong for us as Mbappe also gets a 3rd goal in the 72nd minute. The reject England squad running out of steam, running out of gas in this semi-final. They made it all the way to one game before the final, and I'm pretty proud of that. I mean, England in real life would be ecstatic reaching this semi-final with their normal team, with their strongest team. So with that reject team reaching all the way to the semi-final, I'm extremely proud of that, and that team is looking pretty decent. I mean, we did switch a few things up here against Brazil, just put a few players in. Defoe getting a 1-minute goal as Casemiro gets a 4th minute equaliser. We put Ward-Prowse in there, just changing it up a bit. Antonio also starts as Marcelo gets Brazil a 2-1 lead. We put Keane back in there. Oxlade-Chamberlain comes on for Klein. But we move on into this third place game, not really mattering that much. But of course, we are playing for pride as Coutinho, gets a goal there in the 76th minute. It's 3-1 to Brazil. And that means we do finish 4th in this World Cup. I mean, if England did end up finishing 4th in the World Cup in real life, they'd be extremely happy with that. And, you know, this reject squad doing bits in this World Cup, especially man like Adam Lallana getting 4 goals in the tournament. I mean, what a player. He's not even on the plane. He's on the reserve. Just in case someone gets injured in the England squad, he might be able to come in the team. But for now, he's not going to Russia. And these are some of the top goal scorers, as you can see here. Of course, Griezmann getting a few goals in there. He scored a brace against us, so that got his tally up a bit. And we move on to Diego Costa also getting 5 goals there as well. Assists, Fernandinho getting 3. Not really many for the England team, but that has been the reject team. The players not going to the World Cup in 2018. Should they be on the plane? Should some of these be in the squad? I know some people did want Jack Wilshere in there, but I'm not sure about the rest of the players. Maybe Adam Lallana, considering that simulation, considering his 4 goals in the tournament. But I hope you guys did enjoy this missing World Cup squad for England. If you did, smack a like on it. How far do you think England will go in the World Cup? Leave a comment down below. Subscribe for more FIFA 18 World Cup videos, FIFA 19 videos in the future. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the very next video. Peace.